What's up, everybody? It's Buffalo Ben 15 Golf back at it again. And it is here, guys. The first of the Central Michigan area golf vlogs for 2023, which is where most of the summer is going to be spent. And we are kicking it off at a very nice track, the Quest Golf Club in Houghton Lake, Michigan. And it is incredible. I just stepped onto the first tee, just looking down the fairway. This course looks like it's going to be a blast. From the blue tees, which is what we're going to be playing today, it is a 72 rating and a 133 slope. So not an easy golf course, for sure. I could have even played the blacks, but you know what? My first time seeing the course, I was like, maybe not. Also, I don't want to get too destroyed. Also, in related news, you may have just saw it a split second if you're a very observant person. I am gaming a new club. And it is probably one of the clubs I use most in the bag. It's this. A new driver, baby. Look at this thing. The Cobra King LTDX. I've got it in a 9 degree, and I've even got it cranked down a degree too. So this thing hits some stinger bombs. It really does, when I hit it just right. And I'm hoping I hit it just right today. And man, does this course look gorgeous. Kind of reminds me of the Fortress in Frankenmuth if it had more trees, just like the layout style. It was designed by former PGA Tour professional who won 5 times on the PGA Tour, Ken Green. Just thought he'd leave his mark in kind of north central Michigan, and he's done a hell of a job of it. I mean, as you see, it's a little dry. This summer has just been bone dry. But I was just on the practice green. Greens are rolling. Greens are probably rolling at a 10.5. So gotta look out for that. But in no rush today on this Friday morning. I got a foursome ahead of me, but I'm not even mad about it. I'm just glad to be out at a beautiful course like this. There's Houghton Lake actually way over those trees. You can kind of see it. The view used to be even better when they first built the course, but then the Houghton Lake Airport, which is what that is, that's an airstrip out there. When they built the airstrip, they had to build like a maintenance shed for the planes to store them, stuff like that. Stuff out of the course's control. I don't think Ken Green wanted to build a course next to a storage shed. It was not here when the course was first built, but this course, I'm looking forward to this one, guys. Let's get it on. All right, guys, by that intro, you can guess what's going down here. It is here, guys, the north central-ish Michigan golf vlogs for the 2023 summer golf vlog season are officially on, and we are kicking it off at the Quest up in Houghton Lake. One of the most interesting courses I have ever played. Really interesting layout. Ken Green is just a really interesting dude if you've ever known anything about him. He played on the 1989 Ryder Cup team when he was in his prime in his professional career. In 2009, he actually lost one of his legs. I believe it was his left leg in a RV accident. And even since then, he's still been playing competitive golf on golf circuits that cater towards golfers with disabilities. He's just an all-around awesome dude. And he created this awesome golf course that I have the absolute privilege and blessing of playing. Because, I mean, just look at this place, guys. Where else in the world are you going to find courses like this for $50? You're not. I mean, Michigan is just a golf hotbed. People always forget about that. And there are so many great designers, as well as the courses that they've created. And there's just always a story behind it. And I am honored to be able to play it today and honored to be able to par that first hole. Nice quick par to start off there. Also, just another thing, this course has got to have some of the best hole signs, hole maps I've ever seen. Like, that looks really good, guys. Really solid. It is nice to know that even though you've never played here before, you've got information like that available to you. It is such a massive help. And this is a really pivotal tee shot here. Got to hit this one far enough.
And that's where it's headed. And it makes it easily. And now he has a wonderful angle.
Just missed the bullseye. There is a reason that I've got that new Cobra King LTDX in the bag. It is an absolute rocket when you hit that infinity face, man. I mean, just the design of the driver overall is just incredible. When you get that double milling right in the middle of that face, that just creates that minimal side spin either way, and really gives a ball a nice rollout and a nice check when you really need it. When you're in situations where you got to kind of hit a high shot, it is just an all-around incredible driver. I got it at Golf Galaxy for $300. It was a really, really good sale. I got it in a Hazardous Smoke IM10 stiff shaft. It's a 60 gram, and I'm really enjoying it. It's a really, really solid club. And as you see here, another really solid hole. That time it was fairway, almost green 2-putt. We've missed the fairway by like a yard on the first hole and missed the green by like an inch on the second hole. For all intents and purposes, fairway green 2-putt both holes. Really, really solid start to this round. Now heading off to this par 3 here, I tell you, even though this course is only 6,500 yards, the reason it's still as high as a 72 rating and a 133 slope is partially because of how tough the par 3s are. And this is a 193-yarder with water all the way on the right. The green slopes toward the water. And when you've got a pin this far on the right side of the green, it's almost impossible to get that ball close. And I hit a really, really well-struck 5-iron to get where I was there. And that chip I thought would run out a little more, and it just doesn't. The greens at this course were pretty good. I would say they were running at about a 10. I may have said 10.5 in my little on-course intro, but overall, as I went about the course, with how early in the day it was, some of the more shaded holes were a little bit slower, stuff like that. Overall, they were about a 10. They reminded me of Beacon Hills greens a lot, so I was definitely in a good headspace over a lot of these putts. And this is a big mid-range we need to hold here.
Looking for his third career victory. Whoa! He jammed it. He's got away with murder.
Let's just say we would have been in trouble had that ball missed the hole. We just hit the dead center of the back of that cup just right. Man, if I had hit that putt any harder, it would have Mario jumped over the lip. Oh, man. Oh, man, oh, man. What a start. We are even through 3 holes. that was the first one where I really had to grind for it, but I mean, you almost are expecting that when you step up onto the tee on a par 3 that long and that tough, with a green that tight. You're almost thinking, well, you're most likely going to have to work really, really hard for par. You're most likely going to have a really tough up and down situation. If you're just going to hit like an 8 out of 10 5-iron, which I kind of did there. And let's just say that drive on this hole is definitely less than 8 out of 10. As we move up to the 3-wood shot here, this is a par 5. It's a pretty gettable par 5, honestly. I would have easily been able to get to this green had I stayed in the fairway because of the angle and with how much less yardage it would have been because the hole bends from right to left. And as you see, even after that really, really solidly struck 3-wood from out of position there, even with how well I hit it, I'm still short. And so now I've got this kind of half bump and run, half sort of pitch shot. It was a really, really, really long way from the front of the green to that pin. As you see, that pin is black and white checkered. The Quest is pretty similar to Sylvan Glen. I mean, you've seen me play there before, and how that pin system is, it's just what I'm used to. Red is in the front, checkered white is in the middle, and checkered blue is in the back. And let's just say some of them were a little bit questionable here at the Quest. The only thing I really can pick on them for.
Thompson with the giveaway. Here's a chance in front. Oh, what a goal by Chase Thompson! TNT blows it up. Down low in the Tampa zone, and the Sabres are on the board.
Nothing I can really nitpick about 25-foot putts that I absolutely drain for birdie. We are now in red figures after 4 holes. Oh my goodness, guys. We are just on fire right now. And
the win, though. This is a
I tell you what, this almost 450-yard par 4 right here is definitely trying to put out our fire, but we are not going to let that happen. You hear me? I tell you, we've had in total, I would say, from our first putt on each of the 4 greens, we've had in total about 90 feet.
That's another ripper.
85, 90 feet. And we've, in those 90 feet, we have gotten in the hole in 6 strokes. We have had 6 putts so far, 6 shots with the putter. Unbelievable from that range. I mean, the made putt total yardage or distance in feet, I mean, we're in the 40s already, and we're not even a quarter way through this round. It's unbelievable. It just feels great, guys. I mean, I tell you what, I don't know if you heard, but that was kind of a new reference I used for like a meme in like the audio on hole 3. That was actually from Ryan Palmer's 2010 win at the Sony Open in Hawaii. And Ryan Palmer is a golfer that I credit quite a bit for helping me get better at my putting stroke. If you ever see Ryan Palmer putt, he has one of the most unique techniques for putting out there. What you'll see him do is, first of all, he does a really, really good job of getting his eyes over the ball. And like me and Colin Hampton were working on, we wanted to get my eyes closer to being over the ball because I had to rely on my control with my hands instead of really letting my shoulders have permission. That's why the toe of my putter was so far up. And I would often miss a lot of putts right, and as you see there, I missed that one left, thankfully, so we're getting better there.
Somewhat expected. That's all right, though. That's just like Chubb said, we're still in good shape.
Yeah, just thought I'd let you listen in on my commentary there. Just being even through 5, just trying to reassure myself, hey, bogey's all right. You can afford it. And that's something I don't get to say very often. You can afford a bogey. But we definitely can right now. That doesn't mean we can afford disaster, such as going in the water on this par 3, spoiler alert. It's tracking towards the water, but it hits that peninsula that juts out on that green. We're actually dry. I'm sorry for scaring you guys like that. That was bad of me.
Did you go in the pond?
No, just the peninsula part of the green. Well, I inadvertently hit the part of the green where it would be a Sunday pin, except today's Thursday.
On the green, but in a different area code.
Ryan Palmer, don't fail me now. I can tell you that. This is just an unbelievable putt here. This is one that you really don't think about making. This is one you're just trying to cozy up as close as you can here. But then again, I mean, you got to take the club so far back on putts like this. Like, watch my backstroke. And, I mean, my follow-through, my putter head is almost as high as my waist. Like, I hit that as hard as I can. And it's just impossible to get it there. I tell you what, guys. Let's just say we don't see those putts very often, at least in the United States. Rick Shields might be a little bit more familiar with putts like those than guys on the European Tour and stuff like that. But that is definitely not something I'm accustomed to. And it results in a 3-putt and back-to-back bogeys. It is nothing good. And now we are starting to threaten to slide.
I'd love to know the PGA Tour average from 80 feet, what the putts per that distance is. Because it's definitely above 2, because that was ridiculous. Back to a par 5, though, so you know what? We could get back to even here. It is, I believe, OB on the right. Yeah, that's the airport over there. So, man, hoping. It's 489 from the blue. Looks like they got them back at the black tees, though. But yeah, the wind is not in our face, so I think we're going to be able to go for this in 2. We need this, though. We really do.
So, headed into this tee shot here, there's 2 ways I can go about this. I can just try to feather one calmly into the fairway, or I can try to bash one and get to this green in 2 and try to get ourselves a birdie, but also risk flaring one out right out of bounds. And I go for the former option. It's not a well-struck ball. This is definitely not my best work on this tee shot. And because of that, we are going to have a really tough decision on the next.
I just tried to get my chest up real quick so I didn't kind of hunch over and chop at it. So that was a very defensive drive. All right, here we go. We got the wind with us, which makes this super tempting. We've got 240 in. It's not a bad lie in the rough either. If it was fairway, I would definitely go for this. But the fact that it's not fairway makes this such a tough call. You know what? We're 1 under. We're having a great day so far. Or excuse me, 1 over. I'm just going to lay up. There's a drivable par 4 coming up. And it was my fault. I didn't hit the fairway. I was cowardice on the tee shot. And I'm just
One of the toughest things to do, especially when you're playing well, is swallow your pride. And it took every ounce of energy for me to tell myself, Bennett, do not screw yourself over this deep into such a good round, especially on video. You know? And I knew once I got myself into a position like this with a really accessible pin on a great lie, I knew I made the right choice.
No, this is dangerous. Puts one in 4 or 5 feet in the hole. People are going crazy.
That shot that you just saw from me, that was on the thumbnail for a reason, if you guys were paying attention to that, can be summed up in 2 words. What water? And now we have an incredibly realistic birdie try here. That in no world can that realistically be said that that was a good effort. Absolutely pathetic. Looking back, I almost want to say that that was a putter chunk. I want to say that that's what happened there, but I'm not sure.
On a almost drivable par of 4. It is slightly downwind because it is kind of coming off like in line with that. Is that a hunting like post? That's crazy.
Ryan Palmer, if you're watching this, I'd love for you to give me some more putting tips, because that was atrocious. And unfortunately, can't really dwell on it. No time to worry about that now. We've got to hit a good tee shot on this drivable par 4. And this one is not going to get it done. Lose this one to the right a little bit, and there's OB over there.
I think I'm okay.
And it is close.
I'm right up by that stone wall.
I should have taken a provisional. I didn't know. But luckily I was fine.
I just stayed in by like a foot or so. Maybe one of these rocks got an assist on that. That would have been funny. But hey, we'll take it, man. Golf's a game of inches.
Well,
Okay, I think the ground's...
that is how tight it can be, folks. The difference between re-teeing and having a really accessible, really straightforward shot into a green where you could have the best possible angle, tons of bunkers on the left and on the back right. Don't got to deal with any of them.
Beautiful shot.
And bang, there it is. Absolutely incredible golf shot right there. Really, really solid. And now, we have given ourselves once again a chance to get back to even par with this birdie putt. Absolutely incredible that I'm able to be this consistent.
Well, he's just compounding.
Once I get to the green, and then the consistency goes out the window. The first 4 holes was great, last 4 not so much.
Here we are on the 9th hole, par 4, 358. It is into the wind, however, and that is what we're looking at. Probably the longest bunker I've ever seen. It cuts across the fairway and then goes all the way up towards the green. That bunker's probably 150 yards long, but it splits the fairway in 2, and I think to carry it, it's like 230. So I can't mishit it. I don't need to boom one, but I cannot mishit it if I want to carry it with this wind being into me.
With how badly the last 2 drives went, this is no guarantee here. And in reality, this was hardly even ever possible, because this carry was actually 30 yards longer than I thought it was, because I measured my carry from the white tees. And so when I hit this ball, I think it's easily making it.
Oh, are you kidding me?
And then I'm dumbfounded like a deer in the headlights. Look at my
Did that even
ass.
make it to the bunker? Oh my word. Holy crap. That was smoked and it didn't make it. Dang, that wind is strong.
So there's the 100 plate. It's a 360 par 4. And there's my ball. So I did, in fact, hit that 260 into the wind. But dang, that was a 280 carry almost. Oh my gosh. And obviously I didn't want to flirt over there either.
The dreaded partial wedge fairway bunker shot. To be honest, I wanted to hit a pitching wedge out of this lie. It's just so tough to pick a gap wedge clean out of a fairway bunker or any wedge that you're trying to swing fully. And as you see here, just kind of a knifey spinner. Catch it a little low and heely on the face. Just kind of a byproduct of me trying to get my chest up and just trying to pick it perfect. Really, really tough thing to do. And now we have this chip for a 36, which honestly, it's not out of the question. Uphill, pretty straight. Oh, and this looks good. But not good enough. Man, did we have our chances to get that. I mean, I tell you what, even if just one of those putts, whether I 2-putt on 6, make the birdie on 7, or make the birdie on 8, then we have this putt for the 36. And you can imagine how much easier that would be than trying to chip it in. You know, so let's get our 37, though. This is a pretty manageable one.
That's knocked out. Here's Myers stealing the putt. Oh my goodness.
This is not good.
It's beyond hard to watch.
Hit that right on my line. I hit that right on my line. Why did it have to end like this? 38. How do I make a 25-footer and then miss that?
Incredibly frustrating there. My putter just stopped working after that 5th hole, man. Man. 3 straight holes, 7, 8, and 9, where I missed one inside of 10 feet. When I look back on rounds where I didn't break 80, which this being one of them, yeah, the back 9, unfortunately I wasn't able to videotape it because, of course, the 100th golf vlog at Buck's Run, hint, hint, wink, wink, is coming up really, really soon because I got to save space for that. But, yeah, the back 9, it was just kind of the same theme. Just every time I got myself to a point where I gave myself a good chance for par, I just wasn't able to drop it. I mean, as you saw the putt totals, as I grabbed the scorecard here, the putt totals were 31, but in the final 13 holes of the day were all 3 of my 3 putts on hole 6, hole 13, and hole 14. Back-to-back 3 putts, which just nailed in the coffin my fate that I wasn't quite going to get it done today. And man, is this just a bittersweet one, isn't it? You guys got to see some really, really solid long irons, some really solid fairway woods. And my 4-iron, 5-iron, 3-wood, and 5-wood are the best they've ever been. My wedges, my gap wedge, I mean, it's the most versatile it's ever been as well. I mean, there's just a lot of really good redeeming qualities that you guys saw today. But as we all know, it is so tough to put just a round together where everything aligns. And overall, on a new course, a 7.6 differential, which is 0.7 over my handicap at the time. 31 putts, 6 out of 14 fairways, 6 out of 18 greens. On a new course I've never seen. That's really not too shabby. And it was definitely good preparation for what is to come next. The 100th golf vlog on this channel. I can't believe it. It is here, and it is next up on the docket, baby. And after that one at Bucks Run, and I'm actually going there to play tomorrow, I am playing next on the Central Michigan Golf Tour, the Emerald. Oh, man, we have got some bangers lined up, guys. Hopefully I'll be making a return trip to the Quest at some point. I really enjoyed it. Ken Green, you're awesome. And thank you for just an incredible course and leaving your mark in Michigan. All right, guys, that's all for now. This is Buffalo Ben 15 signing off. Have a good day, everyone.